What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Angels franchise. Currently, after winning the World Series in the last episode, we are now ranked number 5 heading into the 2028 regular season. As we quick sim and we advance throughout the season, you can see that we do have a pretty darn good record, guys. We are currently 62-33 at the All-Star break. Nolan Schanuel leading the AL, actually leading the majors in home runs with 26 home runs. It's pretty nuts just considering how well that he's playing. He had 39 last season in our World Series push. Reed Detmers looks to be the guy to get the ball for the All-Star game. 28 years old, up to a 91 overall, 7 years in the majors, and he's had a winning season ever since 2026. He's put it together, man, ever since he's been sort of that number 2 guy behind Trevor Rogers. We've got 2 big-time lefties in this rotation. We also have a bullpen sighting here for the Angels. We've got Hunter Harvey. We got a custom player, Josh Green, at the closer for the Minnesota Twins. And down the AL side, as far as the hitters go, we got Will Wilson, custom player, up to 16 home runs, 329, up to a 95 overall player. He's basically Derek Jeter, right? Look at his batting average, hits a lot of home runs, double-digit home runs at least. No, Jeter was not a big-time power guy, but you got Logan O'Hoppe here. You got Schanuel, some Angel representation there. Connor Staples Jr., 258 at the All-Star break, 16 home runs to his credit. Now, on the NL side, because I do like to see where your custom guys are and how that they're performing. 6'9" Brock Van Schubrock. Do you remember this dude? We covered him just very briefly. He's having a good season there for the New York Mets. And then for the lineup, we don't have any customs other than J.J. Tremble. He's actually, I like him a little bit better than I do Anthony Reagan. Just seems to produce a little bit better, I think. And Reagan's actually there too. 293, 15 homers. But one guy has made it to a World Series, the other has not, right? So we got J.J. Tremble trying to square off against his NL Central rival, his hated rival, right? The Cardinals and the Cubs. You got 2 of those custom guys duking it out there in the NL Central. As we advance across the season, we're all the way here in August. We're up to about 80 wins coming up here right now. There you go. Took us a minute, actually. We got a little bit cold there for a second in the month of August. But September is a little bit more kind to us. We're getting some nice victories there, winning some series. And we've pretty much clinched the postseason. You guys can bank that because our record is over 100 wins. Not bad for a follow-up season after winning a World Series, right? We did lose some talent like Adolis Garcia. That's a big one. Big-time power hitter for us that we lost. But everything seems to be coming together. Young guys, veterans alike. We got Reed Detmers leading the league in ERA. Trevor Rogers leading the league in strikeouts. You've got a Rookie of the Year award winner in Joaquin Marrero, guy that we just drafted a few seasons ago. I mean, this team is stacked. We did a bang-up job, not just through gameplay, but man, we did a bang-up job acquiring talent through the draft, free agent signings, trades. We did it all. We did it all effectively. So as we see some of the awards that we're kind of scrolling through here, Geraldo Chavez, one of our draft picks from, I think, season 1, finally getting a go, finally getting some time, and he finished second in the American League as far as Rookie of the Year goes. Fortunately for him, his teammate, Joaquin Marrero, won Rookie of the Year. Now, pitching staff, we got Chris Paddock is upwards of a 90 overall now. This staff is just turning into something special, man. Silseth is up there, too. We got a good bullpen. Jojo Romero was basically spotless. Michael Kopech had a good year. Pearson, Hunter Harvey. Look at that whip. Sub 1, we got AJ Minter back there. That's like the name of the game for us. We're a very complete team. Soriano locked it down. He got Morris there, a young catcher. O'Hoppe's playing more first base now. He's got some power. Morris, only a 2-year pro at this point. This is his second season. He won a World Series his rookie year. O'Hoppe absolutely went off. You know, age 28 is like the prime year for a baseball player. That's like the number that everybody can agree upon. Like when you hit 28 years old, you're getting into that prime if you're a solid player. And he just went off. Over 30 home runs, 290 batting average. Then you got Schanuel here backing up another good season. It's just really surprising to me. When I think of Nolan Schanuel, I don't think of a power hitter. I don't think of a guy that's going to hit for that kind of batting average. At least he hasn't shown it for the Angels in real life, right? Bruno Zarate, the first baseman, hoping to see a little bit more of him in the next couple of future sims. But Sung-Chae Chang, man, he's up to an 80 overall now. It's kind of crazy. Like, we acquired him really early on in his pro career. Like, I think he was like 21 years old. He's 26 right now. And now he's upwards of an 80. He's got that progression up to a B. You got Chavez up here as a 77. He hit pretty well. You got Orelvis Martinez. Seeing a little progression there. But, yeah, we acquired him when he was pretty young, too. So I'm waiting for him to kind of show up. Because you do have Thomas Woodson, one of our high draft picks. Actually, our first draft pick ever in this franchise series way back in season number 1. He's on the come up, man. He's on the come up. He's really working on the defense. It's kind of been his thing that I've really wanted him to get better at. And it seems like with the offensive side, right, and now the defensive side's coming along, and he's starting to make a name for himself here in the organization, and he's going to be a guy that's going to be around for a while. Marrero, down in overall. That's a little interesting. Having one Rookie of the Year, you would think that maybe, just maybe, the overall would have increased just a touch, but that's okay. Christian Yelich getting a little worse because he is getting older. He's got a pretty hefty contract that we're probably going to be looking on to move in the offseason. Luis Paniagua up to an 82 overall as a 21-year-old. As a B potential. That's awesome. I love the fact that we've got young outfielders that are on the come up. Mike Trout had another good season as well. So, guys, after a World Series victory last season, we're looking to repeat. We've got the Yankees, we've got the Baltimore Orioles that we will beat just barely in 6 games. And then now we've got the Giants in the World Series. So an all-California matchup here. A rematch of the 2002 World Series. How about that? We really hit on that pretty hard. This is our first World Series appearance since the 2002 team. Well, now we got a rematch with the Giants. So this could be really fun here. But postseason wise, it doesn't look like our offense is really clicking quite yet. Better turn that on right now. Giants look to be like a pretty good team. Rogers, the pitching staff, Paddock, Detmers, those top 3 guys, man, that is money. It's absolute money. When you have Matt Manning and Chase Silseth as your number 4, number 5, that's a really solid place to be. And then, of course, our bullpen, I think, is our strength going into the postseason. So let's go ahead and get some simulation done here. 2-0. We're up 3 games to 2, 3 games to 1. Yeah, hey, we got to win. We got to win. Yeah, 4-2, guys. 4-2. We won another World Series back-to-back. Let's go. Mike Trout is your World Series MVP, and I think that's rightfully so. Last year it was Orelvis Martinez, and I think he had like 4 at-bats, and he had 2 hits or something. 2 for 4, and he won the award. Crazy, but Mike Trout wins postseason MVP for the AL, wins World Series MVP as well. Then we got another custom player here, Ren Carter, hitting .313 in the postseason with 4 bombs. He's 22 years old, up to an 86 overall player. That's crazy. He's going to be one of those really good guys down the road. So as we jump ahead into the offseason, this is a big thing for us. We're running out of money. We're running out of cash, and I'm not exactly sure why. I think it's the contracts for Trout. I think it's the contracts for Yelich. I think Yelich is pretty backloaded, so we're looking to probably trade him away to get rid of that contract. But we're running out of cash. We can't really afford Reed Detmers. He's asking for a big payday. I think he wants like $30 million, which is pretty fair for a type of pitcher that he has turned into. Upwards of a 90 overall, winning awards left and right, striking people out, being an all-star. But so he's been a guy, right? So we're going to say goodbye to Detmers. We're going to go a little bit cheap with Nestor Cortez Jr., and then we're also going to go after O'Neal Cruz. And we do end up signing O'Neal Cruz. I love this move because it helps us with the shortstop problem that we faced when we lost Zach Neto. However, we won't get Cortez because we spent all of our money on O'Neal Cruz. I think that's going to help us. If you're going to get rid of a bat like Yelich, you're going to acquire a guy like Cruz. He's going to help you on defense. He's going to be that, that offensive shortstop that we're missing a little bit here. Even though we won the World Series, it's like, why not try to get a little bit better? So we also are going to make a move here, getting Ali Luther. We're going to trade away Spencer Horwitz. I love Spencer Horwitz. I love what he's been able to do for us in this series, but time to move on. He's getting a little up there in age, and he didn't really totally pan out to where I thought that he could have. Now, just to kind of give you an idea of what Detmers is looking for here, he's looking for a long-term contract. So we're looking like 15 years. He's really interested in that. He doesn't want the short-term stuff, but I can't spread out enough money to even go get him. We would be in the negative if we wanted to go grab him. So we say goodbye to Reed Detmers. He's going to go sign it with the Chicago White Sox, and the rest is history. So now we are in 2029, and again, we are in a hole with our money. Guys, we're spending way too much money on our players. Mike Trout's $35.5 million, right? Chris Yelich, I think he's making the max at $36 million right now. So it's time to part ways. And the Nationals, they've got budget. They've got budget to spend. And you know what? They're actually a pretty good team as it is right now. So they're looking for some outfielders. They say it right there. Team needs left field, right field, second base. We offer them up some pitchers, because our AA, our minor league system, did need pitchers as well. So we're going to bring some of those young guys in there. We're going to shave off some cap, right? Not cap, but budget, some salary. And we're going to get a little bit better, a little bit more youthful in the minor leagues with our pitching staff. So, guys, we're not playing very well, honestly. This is a totally different team, it feels like. From a season ago, from these two teams that have won these back-to-back World Series. We've made some moves, we've made some trades with our depth, and it just feels like we're not really quite there. It might be a little hangover. It might be that Mike Trout's getting a little older. It might be that our young guys are hitting a little bit of a slump, right? They're trying to find their way again, right? Baseball is a game of adjustments. And just when you think that a guy's like really hot, right, and he's doing really well, pitching staffs, they'll figure out your holes in your swing. They'll figure out how to attack you, right? So you got to be able to adjust. So we're just kind of quickly scanning through some of the all-stars here. Just love to see if our players have made it, players that we're familiar with, like Joel Pyops, right? Guy like Reed Detmers, did he make it to the AL side, right? That type of stuff. NL All-Stars, did J.J. Tremble make it this year? We do see Ren Carter. Do we see Anthony Reagan? That type of stuff. Custom players. Got to show them some love, guys. And I didn't see Reagan in here, but I do see Estevan Delgado. Do you remember this dude? He was drafted a couple years ago for the Brewers. Look at how long he's been in the league. He's been in the league since he was 18 years old, guys, and he's still producing. He's a generational player. He's going to be really good for the Brew Crew. So, like, you can see our record right now. We're 57-50. And, maybe I took that to the extreme a little bit. Like, we're not playing very well. It's not up to my expectations. It's not up to my standards. Currently, we are 73-62. So, I mean, we're hanging in there. We're hanging in there. We're not one of the best teams in the league, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We are currently rated 5th, according to all of the pundits out there, all the critics. We should be a lot better than what we are. We had a huge losing streak in the month of September. We are we are barely hanging on to the chance at the postseason. With one game left, did we make it? We did. We are in as a wild card team. The Royals were chasing us. The Guardians were chasing us. The White Sox were chasing us. But we make it. We're here. The Angels have yet again made the postseason. And we have a 3-game set here against the Houston Astros. So taking a look at the awards, we got Thomas Woodson. Yes, dude, that's what I'm talking about. Our very first ever draft pick of this series, Thomas Woodson. He has grinded his way to finally get here. Got a couple of at-bats last season, but now he's here. Played a full year, won Rookie of the Year. That's back-to-back, guys. So, again, we draft well. We do our job well at the GM spot here for this Angels franchise. Joaquin Marrero wins it last year. Thomas Woodson wins it this year. So it doesn't matter when you're drafted with us. We'll eventually get you up at the right time, at the right moment, and you'll end up getting some hardware, man. So Woodson and Marrero, that's a beautiful thing to see right there. 2 back-to-back Angels as rookies of the year, guys. And then this Juan DaCosta guy. I remember that dude. We were looking at him. We wanted to take him. There was some hope that he'd fall, and I think that the Pirates just snagged him right in front of us. But look at that pitching staff. It's a little bit different this year. We got Paddock, Rogers, Manning, Ricky Tiedemann. We ended up trading for. You guys remember that with the Blue Jays. And just a quick little scroll there. Dave Miklas. I don't even know if you guys remember this dude, but he's up to 24 years old. He's a 3-pitch starting pitcher, which is interesting to me because a lot of those guys don't ever really make it. A lot of those 3-pitch guys end up moving to the bullpen. You got to have an arsenal of pitches to get you through 6 innings, 6-7 innings if you're a starter. But Miklas is making it work. So I'll take that. But he's on his way. He's on the come up here. Soriano, that ERA was awful. 7 blown saves. It seems like that's been an issue for us. We have like one good year with a closer, and then the next season they just fall apart. So it's like we need like new closers every year or something. O'Hoppe having a little bit of a down year this year. Had the home run totals, but not the batting average. He's in the 230s. Signed a long-term deal. Going to keep him here as long as we possibly can. I think he does provide that power that's needed for this lineup. 37 home runs here for Sean Noel. I mean, this dude, I don't even know where the power's coming from Sean Noel, but I will take it. Bruno Zarate, 19 years old, finally made it to the big leagues. I say finally as a little tongue-in-cheek, but Sung-Chae Chang up to an 82, guys. 82 overall. He hasn't even hit his prime yet. He's not even 28 years old yet. He has been a mainstay at the second base position, but you do have Geraldo Chavez coming up right behind you, and he doesn't have any secondary position, so it looks like he's going to be the second baseman of the future. Maybe Chang moves over to third, but we've also got Thomas Woodson now with a 92 vision rating. That's going to serve him well for the rest of his career, I think. A lot of contact. He's going to end up hitting some more home runs with some good contact numbers. Cruz was really good for us too at 26 home runs, 87 ribbies, 272. I'm okay with that at shortstop. I don't know about you guys, but I'm good with that. You're going to hit 270 at shortstop. You're going to hit it with power. I love to see that, but this is a little disappointing right here. I don't like to see this. Joaquin Marrero down to a C potential. He's moved down to a 77 overall player. Paniagua got some progression, had some regression, but overall it was still a very good season for him. Trout has 32 home runs this year, over 100 RBIs, and look at this number right here, 599. So the YouTube series, MLB The Show, content gods gave us a gift right here. Because what we can be able to do now is go into next season. I know that postseason home runs, I believe they count. I should know that. I believe they count into your career home run numbers. But what this game has allowed us to do, guys, even though we got eliminated here by Baltimore, we made it to the ALCS. They're playing now for the World Series. We have a chance now to witness some history with Mike Trout before we say goodbye to this series. We're going to dive into opening day and see if we can hit a home run to get him to 600. Then we'll sim the rest of the season and see where he ends up. Don't think he's going to retire after that year anyway, but we'll see where he ends up. Looking at Baltimore, good team, man. They still got some of those good players. Kierstad, Colton Cowser, Jackson Holliday, right? They're a good team. But the Cincinnati Reds will win the World Series. Baltimore still has yet to get over the hump in this with their youth movement, right? Justin Foscue winning the World Series MVP, and a postseason MVP going to Jackson Holliday, hitting 451. That's crazy. And then Richie Velasquez winning postseason MVP on the NL side. So I'm going to turn all this on to auto. We got Chris Paddock at 34 years old. I don't really care at this point if the CPU decides to bring him back or let him go, but he was a winning pitcher. It was one of our better moves, one of our more sneakier moves that kind of under the radar. Nobody really thought that Chris Paddock was going to turn into that type of pitcher, but man, he was good for us. Never had a losing season, so love it. Love the move. He does find a way to come back. CPU does find some money floating around there somewhere to bring him back. But what a matchup now, guys. 2030 opening day. Mike Trout has a chance to get to 600 career home runs. He's got to go up against Reed Detmers. You couldn't write it any better. We know what's coming, though. He loves to throw those slow pitches, those sweeping curves and sliders and whatnot. So we're sitting here waiting for it, and he gives us a cookie. Perfect. All the way out to the World Series flagpole. Let's go. Mike Trout, 600 home runs. And it was a moonshot. 463 on the tape measure. And of course, everyone's out there. They know what this is about. That's a huge milestone. Congratulations to Pixel Person Mike Trout. Congratulations. Look at all these guys. All the young dudes. Cruz, Marrero, Woodson's out there. I mean, that was an absolute missile. Look at that. And you know that we've got the 2027 banner out there. You know we do. It's out there. Even though it doesn't show it. It's okay. White Sox showing Mike Trout some love. You got to curtain call it. You got to get out there. Show the fans some love and support. Trout, 600 home runs. With more to go. There's more season left to play. There's 161 games left. So I'll give you an update on where we're at with Mike Trout's chase to be one of the all-time greats. I mean, he's there. He's there. Update here, Marcos Santos was one of our draft picks a few seasons ago, and he had a solo home run to win the game, to walk it off. So what a memorable game that this was. Fans that got to go to the opening day action there in 2030. Mike Trout hits a 600 home run. You've got one of our younger guys, Marcos Santos, walking it off. Like, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful sight. So as we head into the next season, we'll keep on simming just like we always have done, and we'll take a quick look at the home run derby. I always like to look at the home run derby, just to kind of keep a pulse on the rest of the league and how guys are doing. We're not going to look at the all-star teams. I think it got kind of redundant, same players, same old story, but we're not really having that great of a year. We're at 500 entering into the month of September. Not a very good spot to be if you're looking to make the postseason, guys. We're actually sub 500 right now. We're 77 and 79 last week of the season, basically. And look at what has happened. We've won 7 games in a row. 7 games in a row to get to 83 and 79 to make the postseason. And we were going to be in, we might have been in sub 500. Seriously. The team behind us was 4 games back. Kind of nuts. Shonwell continues to go off, 33 home runs, over 100 ribbies, over a 300 batting average. Mike Trout's now down to an 80 overall. That's disappointing to see. That's tough to see, but look at the number of home runs that he's had. 622 career-wise. So he had 23 home runs this season. That's going to put him 8 behind Ken Griffey Jr. So he's one of the all-time greats. He's in top 10 at that point. So behind Griffey, he's got probably another season left of good baseball. He's probably going to be, I'd probably say he would get behind Willie Mays at 660. He'd definitely get over Griffey at 630, but 660 might be a little hard to reach for Trout, given his overall and given his age at this point. He's reaching 40 years old, so you have to keep playing, and we're not really going to go that far. So it's going to be up to your guys' imagination if Mike Trout got past Willie Mays at 660, or if he's going to just get past Griffey at 630, right? So he would be good for 7th all time after that. So just a quick little update here on some of our guys, and we've got Manning up to an 85. You got Tiedemann's up to an 86. Rogers is still holding strong at a 91. Paddock has gotten a little bit of regression, but Dave Mickless only had 2 games, 2 appearances, had a 0 ERA, right? Hey, that's fine by me, man. It's fine by me. It's good, but we lose in the wild card against Texas. Wasn't really that close of a series. That seems just to be kind of where our team's at right now, right? We won back-to-back World Series. We lose in the ALCS. Now we lose in the wild card, and it just seems like our vets starting to fade away. And it's going to be up to our young guys to kind of take the mantle at this point. It's up to them on how that they want to direct this ship, how they want to direct this franchise moving forward, right? So we're in that kind of transition period, and I feel like that's the best place to close off and shut off the series, man. It was a fun one. Just wish that things were a little bit more consistent. I actually had my eyes set on this being the most deep, most creative franchise series that I had put together for MLB The Show, but it just didn't turn into that. And I'm not exactly sure why. So this is a little self-reflection happening here for you guys to kind of get into my thought process. And even going into MLB The Show 25, you know, there's some things that I want to kind of pull back on a little bit. Some of the deeper things that I was trying to do for this series, like player goals, right? Manual progression. You know, Mike Trout hitting 40 home runs, you know, I can manually progress him by 5, right, in one attribute. Or strikeout totals. If Reed Detmers hits a strikeout total, I'll progress his K per 9 by this much, and blah blah blah. And it just, I don't know what happened to the series. I don't think that people liked that. I think they thought it was might have been a little cheesy. I don't know if it's custom players that people don't like. I don't know what needs to change for my MLB The Show content for franchise mode. Trying to do a couple things different here and there to kind of spice it up a little bit, but nothing seems to be hitting. So I'd love to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section on what you liked about this series, what you thought needed to be a little bit better, and you can be brutally honest. You know, just let me know. Does it need to be a little bit more difficult, right? Because honestly, making the postseason in season number 1 with the Angels didn't feel realistic to me. But a lot of what we do here is we do some gameplay for storylines, and then we get into a lot of simulation stuff. And, you know, honestly, I'm at the mercy of the CPU at that point. Otherwise, I'm forcing the issue, right? If I'm trying to not make the postseason in season 1, then people will see right through that, right? And I'm not being genuine. I'm not being honest about what I'm putting out here to you guys, right? Maybe it's the difficulty. Maybe it needs to be a little bit more hard, right? Instead of Hall of Fame difficulty, it needs to be legend difficulty. Maybe the fastball pitch speed needs to be higher. Maybe the sliders need an adjustment. Something to make it a little bit more entertaining for you guys. I'm all for it. So anyway, leave your comments in the comment section below. I really appreciate you guys' feedback. I appreciate all the support that you've had for this series. And looking forward to MLB The Show 25. So happy New Year's Eve, guys. Have a great New Year's Day with your friends and your family. And stay safe, please. Don't be on the roads too late. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you in 2025, man. Let's go. So that's it. Leave a like if you like this thing. I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and peace.